Hey everyone, so here I am back in the dark again. This is actually my last real day or night in Europe. So I'm back in Paris. My flight is tomorrow morning. Tomorrow like 12:45. And so yeah, I decided to come back to the Eiffel Tower. You can see it there. One of my favorite places in Europe. At night, it's so beautiful with the light. It's just amazing, and every hour it shines. Like there's sparkles. I don't know how to describe it. It's really beautiful. You'll see a picture that I'll post on Instagram. But yeah, so here I am with my bottle of rosé wine. Like a white girl. No offense to white girls. Pretty shitty wine. As y'all may know, I think I haven't mentioned this actually, but around the Eiffel Tower there's like grass, like a kind of park where everyone can sit, and there's people walking around selling wine, beer, champagne, that kind of stuff, and like souvenirs, and like they're mostly Indians. I don't know why. It just happens to be like that. And so, yeah. So I went to one because I've already been here, right? So I know how it goes. They usually try to give you a really high price to scam you, but if you know about like how it works, they'll never be able to scam you. So basically, this guy today, he came up and he said 45 euros for one bottle of wine, sorry. Which is fucking ridiculous because in stores here you can get them for like 3 euros or something. So I was like, okay, I'm not a dumb tourist. Cut the bullshit. 5 euros, and he was like, oh shit. He still tried to go like 20, then 10, 8, 7. Then he finally agreed to 5. As I knew he would. So yeah, from 45 euros to 5, that's pretty funny. So yeah. So what have I been up to these last days? I believe my last video was in Amsterdam, red light district. Since then I've been to Belgium, Brussels, and Ghent. Okay, so first off, in Brussels, okay, so Belgium is supposed to be like a bilingual country, right? Dutch and French. But it's more like one part of the country speaks Dutch and one part speaks French. It's not like everyone is bilingual, even though they're supposed to be, I think, because both languages are official. But yeah, the only exception is Brussels, I think. Because since they're the capital, they try to be like neutral and use both languages, but it's not really the case. French is like much more used. You sometimes see bilingual signs, but sometimes you only see like signs in French, which is yeah. And as you know, Brussels is also like the head of the European Union and a bunch of other stuff. It's really like it's a really rich city. You can see like as soon as you arrive, like there's like skyscrapers everywhere and people in suits. That's the part of the city where all the like office workers or government workers work in. In other parts of the city, it's not really like that. Okay. First I want to warn you that this video is probably gonna be really long. Well, I don't know how long, but we'll see. Cause I want to make like a summary of all my trip and what I have learned from it. So yeah, please bear with me. If there's one video you want to watch, it's this one. So yeah, where was I? So yeah, Brussels. Because of all that, there's also a lot of English because that's like the main language of communication between people from every country. So yeah, Brussels, most people say it's like a pretty boring place, which is somewhat true. It's pretty small and all the tourist sites are like concentrated in one area, so there's not that much to do. You can probably visit Brussels in like one day. That's what I did pretty much. And the other day I went to Ghent. Ghent is the Dutch speaking part in a Dutch speaking part of Belgium, Flanders. And it's a really special city because everything was preserved from like really old. So you see the architecture there. There's like practically all the main buildings are like 1,000 years old or something. So that's really awesome. You can see that. Sorry. The feel of the city is different from everywhere else. So in Belgium, I don't know, I didn't do much. I ate a lot of fries, waffles, that kind of stuff that they're famous for. It really felt nice to hear a bit of French and be able to speak in French again, because I haven't been able to do that since a while. And yeah, there's this place in Brussels. It's called Delirium, and it's a bar. Well, it's called Delirium Cafe, but it's really a bar. And they have 3,126 types of beer, which is fucking crazy. Like, I don't even know, like, can you even try like all of them in your lifetime? It's pretty insane. Like, I went into it and I was like, what do I even take? There's like way too many. But it was really a great place. All the beers that I tried there are really good. Probably among the best I've ever had. And there's really special beers like cherry beer and that kind of stuff. It's not just your generic like blonde beer, dark beer, whatever. You know what I mean. And now I'm back in Paris. Not much to say. I'm not really doing like anything here. I'm just waiting for my flight tomorrow, basically. And yeah, I have to wake up at like 8 maybe. So yeah. So about the summary of my trip. Okay, so obviously I've experienced a lot. Losing my passport and stuff. And I don't think I've mentioned this, but the first time I was in Paris, I actually got, I don't know what the term is I should use for it, scammed or mugged. No, not mugged, like, I don't know, I was like threatened to give money. So what happened was there was like, so the Sacré-Cœur Basilica, it's up a hill in Paris. You have to walk up like stairs to go up there. And so there are people, like groups of black people, like 10 or 12 people, just blocking the stairs. And if you try to go past them, yeah, you basically have to run past them or else they stop you. And like, I don't think they're really dangerous or anything, but they're just kind of threatening. Sorry. So basically they have like a piece of string, and they'll just wrap it around your finger, and they're like, oh, don't worry, you don't have to buy anything, just see if you like it. And so that was like my third day in Paris at the time, so I was like pretty naive. And they just all of a sudden, okay, so one guy is like tying the string around your finger, and someone else like talking to you, being like kind of friendly and stuff, and you don't expect it. I have never heard of this before. And like, they just tie the string around your wrist, and like in that knot, you can't take it off anymore. And they're like, okay, so please donate money, because the other guy told me like he's from Kenya or whatever. He's like, please donate for the kids in Kenya or whatever bullshit. And like, you know it's bullshit, but like you're still scared of them. And so I was like, no, I don't have any money, which is true. I didn't have any coins, but they're like, show me your wallet. And I was like, okay, I don't have any coins. And they're like, okay, then give me like €5. and I didn't have €5. The smallest bill I had was 20, pretty unfortunately. And so I was like, I only have 20, and they're like, okay, we'll give you 15 back. And happened, though they only gave me 12 back, but I didn't want to like argue with them, so I just like took my shit and went away. In hindsight, I don't think they would have beaten me up or stole anything from me, because there's still like people around, even though they like walked a bit away when they saw the confrontation, or that they saw they stopped me. But I don't think they would actually like do anything violent or something. So they're just there to like make you fear and give them money. Pretty unfortunate, but I learned. What else? During all this time, I've just learned to, I guess, live by myself, make new friends, like meet new people. I don't know, what else? Like do my laundry and stuff, make my food, which is like, I knew how to do all that, just like I haven't had any practical experience actually doing it, because I didn't really have the need to do it when I was back home. What else, honestly? Like asking people for help, getting out of sticky situations, like in certain countries like Germany, Austria, Czech Republic, maybe there's something else, and like basically all the buses and trams in other countries as well, but the metro in these three countries, and Hungary, actually a lot of countries, Rome also, no, not Rome, okay, but anyways, so in certain countries you don't need to actually buy a ticket to get in the metro, so they trust you to buy a ticket, but if you don't have, most of the time nothing's gonna happen anyways. But if they do check and you don't have a ticket to show them, they fine you €60. So obviously, so in Czech Republic it's fine. It's the metro tickets are really cheap. But like in Berlin or Munich, it's ridiculously expensive. It's like €2.8 or €2.7 or something. €2.8, I think. So obviously, like sometimes you just don't feel like buying tickets all the time, man. Once I was in the metro, yeah, and there were people actually checking when I was switching the lines, and I was like, holy shit, what do I do? And I basically put on my headphones and pretended I was texting someone, and not noticing the security guard. So I just passed him and he tapped my shoulder. I pretended just to keep walking, and he didn't bother me further. I know this is 100% my fault. It's not the right thing to do, like not buying tickets, but if it happens, you need to know how to get out of it. And I'm not encouraging anyone to do the same, but yeah, it just happened to be that way. So yeah. What else? What kind of other sticky situation? So obviously when I lost my passport, I had to go through a really long process, and like you have to remain like calm and not freak out about the situation, or else like it'll get you nowhere. It's too long to explain, so I think I already explained like most of it in the other video, but yeah. What else? I'm pretty sure there's something else. Anyway, okay, I'll talk to you about it if I think of it. I'll just make a summary of really brief summary of every city that I've been to, and like what's good there, what's not so good there, is it worth going, how long to see there, what's special about it. So first off, Paris. So Paris, I would recommend everyone to go there at least once. There's a lot of stuff there that you can't really see anywhere else, like museums, monuments, Eiffel Tower, obviously, stuff like that. It's just you can't find it anywhere else. But the thing is that in Paris, everything is so fucking expensive. They know that tourists will go there anyways, so they just do their possible to milk the most money out of you. So yeah, it's really fucking expensive, and the vibe is like meh for a tourist at least. It's just, if you go to touristy areas, it's just really crowded, and it's kind of dirty also. I already mentioned this, but yeah, I still think it's worth going to. And actually, people who have lived there for like a semester or been there longer, just other than for tourist reasons, they told me that Paris is actually really nice, and if you know the good spots, it's not really touristy and it's not that expensive, even though it's still kind of expensive. So yeah, Paris. Lyon, really underrated place. Not many people know about it. If you're a food lover, you should definitely go there. They have like incredible food, stuff that you can try that you've never had anywhere before. Pretty cool. Apart from that, speaking French is a great asset there. Nothing else much to say. Barcelona, kind of same as Paris. Not that expensive. Still expensive, but not as expensive. Really nice architectural monuments. Nice nature parks also. Park Girl, Montjuic Park, the beach and stuff. Pretty nice place. I wouldn't go back there though. Just good for tourism. Not that great for living there, I think. Sevilla, so far still my best, my favorite city in Europe, surprisingly. Not many people know about it. Well, some people know it, but they don't think it's anything special. But honestly, I think it is. Really great vibe, really nice city, like streets and buildings really beautiful. Everything's really cheap. You have like €1 beers and shit. €2 tapas dishes, fucking amazing. Definitely one of the places that I'll go back to. I can't really. Words can't describe like the greatness of Sevilla. Maybe it's also, well, probably part of it was the hostel I've stayed in. Shout out to them again. Hostel 1 Catedral. Awesome volunteers and staff. Really great. They actually try to be friends with you and encourage you to hang out together and do pub crawls and stuff. Fucking amazing. I love it. Enough about Sevilla. Lisbon. Most people told me that they absolutely love Lisbon. I didn't seem to think so that much. I mean, it's a cool city. I don't know why you would go to Lisbon over like Sevilla though. The food is not that great. Well, it's okay, but it's nothing special. It kind of has a sketchy or ghetto vibe to the city. A lot of people selling drugs and stuff. But overall, still a good place to go once. Kind of like Barcelona. Actually, most places that I've been, I think it would be worth it to go once. Just not too worth it to go back. But yeah. Actually, okay, so I also want to talk about places that I haven't been to, but I wanted to maybe, and I think it should be worth it. So in Lisbon, there's a place called Porto. You probably know the Porto wine. Everyone that I've talked to said that it was really awesome, like better than Lisbon. So I think it's fair to say that it's a pretty nice place, even though I haven't been there myself. Although I'm not too sure, because as you'll see, some places that people said were amazing, I didn't seem to think so. But yeah. So after that, Naples or Napoli. I think it's an okay place. The only really big upside to it was the pizza. Obviously, the place where pizza was invented, so really really good. Other than that, there's not that much to see honestly, and it's a pretty sketchy and dirty city. So if you don't like it, like if you mind that kind of stuff, then maybe it's not the place for you. And Pompeii was pretty cool. It's around Naples. Yeah, that's actually I think one of the most interesting place in Naples, even though it's not really in Naples. But if you go to Naples, you have to go to Pompeii. Rome, I think similar to Paris and Barcelona once again. Really cool place to go once. I wouldn't go back. Even though people told me that a lot of places around Rome, like the suburbs, they have really good and cheap food. But I haven't experienced that, so yeah, whatever. Might be worth going to, but I'm not going back to the main part of Rome anyways. It's just like a one-time thing. You see the monuments, that's it. What's after Rome? Florence. Florence is actually really nice. The cityscape is really beautiful. There's a lot of places where you can go up and see the whole city. Well, not a lot of places. There's the Bell Tower, the cathedral, the Piazzale Michelangelo, which is a hill on the other side of the city, which I found is a pretty recurrent theme in European cities. Yeah, Florence was really great. The food was really nice also. Definitely the place with the best food in Italy, I'd say. That I've had at least. Yeah, Florence, great city. I would go back, I think. Pisa, I stayed there for like 2 hours. Not much to see. Just Pisa Tower if you like taking pictures. Cinque Terre, fucking amazing. Another one of my favorite places in Europe. Really beautiful landscape. The coast, the mountains, the colorful houses. It's really like charming, and in the evening, like at sunset, it's even more beautiful because you can see like the whole thing. There's no like obstruction of view, and the houses light up in a way that's really beautiful as well, complementing the sunset. So yeah, Cinque Terre is fucking amazing. I don't know if I would go back there because it's more like a resort place, and even though it's really beautiful, I don't think it's. Maybe it's not worth going back twice, but I might go to the Amalfi Coast one day, which is kind of similar, but in a different part of Italy. So yeah, that might be a better choice. Okay, so Bologna, not much to say. Pretty, I don't know. Depends what you like, actually. If you like being like a local, it's a good place to be. It's not really touristy. You can really experience a real local way of life in Italy, in Bologna. I don't know too much. I only stayed like the afternoon. Venice, unfortunately, I only stayed one day there because of the passport issues and stuff. But I have to say that even though I only spent like one day in Venice, I really enjoyed it. It's really unique compared to the other places, and yeah, even though it doesn't smell too good and it's really crowded, it has its own charm, and that's what makes it like a worthwhile place to go. Even though it's extremely touristy, and I've told people that I wouldn't go back to Venice, but actually, since I didn't experience the full experience in Venice. I might go back one day actually. It's has started to grow on me. After Venice, well, Milan, I've been there like half a day. Actually, more interesting than I thought. Not really a big tourist place. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, don't go out of your way to go there, but if you pass by, then yeah, take a day to see Milan. It's alright. If you like shopping, it's pretty good. So other honorable mentions in Italy that I haven't been able to go to. Sicily, I originally wanted to go to, but it was too expensive, so I ended up skipping it. But I still want to go there one day. Really good food, really different culture than the rest of Italy. Yeah, really interesting to see. Other than that, I was maybe planning on going to Turin and Genoa, but I didn't have the chance. Honestly, I'm not too sure if that's those places are worth going. I think pretty much same as Milan, only if you're on the way. Maybe stop by for one day or something. Genoa might be cool. I have no idea about Turin. Okay, so after that, I was in Budapest. Budapest, another one of my favorite cities. I think like people have favorite cities just based on the price there, and like Budapest is obviously really cheap, so everyone loves it there. The beers are like €1, like even in the bars they're like €2. It's fucking amazing. What else? Yeah, the city itself, not like the prices and stuff, but the city itself is really beautiful as well. Like the architecture is pretty nice. Like the Gothic Parliament building is one of my favorite buildings in the entire Europe. You can also have a really great view from the Citadel and Prague. No, not Prague. Buda Castle. So yeah. Pretty awesome food there as well. Really unique and different from other foods in Europe. So yeah, really great place. Probably my second or third favorite place in Europe. Yeah. Next up is Vienna. Vienna is really fucking underrated. Everyone says like it's a really boring place, which is somewhat true. But the architecture is so beautiful there that it makes up for it. Literally everything you see there is really beautiful and really unique as well. All the churches and stuff. A view from the, what's it called? Schönbrunn Palace? Yeah. And the Impressionist houses. All really awesome. Really love Vienna. I think most people don't like it there too much because it's just not a party place. There's not enough to do to make you stay for like a long time, but it's really worth going to at least once. And it's not that expensive either. Salzburg, pretty similar to Vienna. Actually, fucking love Salzburg as well. The fortress, really beautiful. And the history there, like Mozart's birthplace and stuff, pretty interesting. One of the better museums I've been to, even though I haven't been to many museums. Mostly because of not enough time and too expensive as well. So, yeah. But there's some places in near Salzburg that I haven't had the chance to see. These are the lakes near Salzburg. So Hallstatt, well, that's not a lake. Well, it might be a lake, but it's a city. Not a city, like a village or town, I guess. And there's a lake, there's a lake near it. I'm not sure if it's called Hallstatt Lake. I don't think so, but yeah, lake and mountain. Really beautiful. No matter whether you go in winter or in summer. Pretty nice place. I haven't been actually, but I've seen pictures. Looks really amazing. I'm pretty sad I haven't gone actually. Uh, and some places near Hallstatt, St. Gilgen or St. Wolfgang. Also similar types of places, but Hallstatt is the best one, apparently. So yeah, definitely want to go there some next time. Munich. Munich was one of the places that, not that I regret going, but there honestly wasn't that much to see. It was just basically beer gardens, a couple of churches, a couple of palaces, that's it. Nothing that special there. I wouldn't recommend people going there, I think. If you want to visit Germany, I'd say just go to Berlin. I'm going to talk about Berlin after. Really awesome place. Okay, so Prague. Okay, that's the one place that sorry about that. A lot of people told me that Prague is like the best place in Europe, which I have to disagree with. Okay, so my expectations for that place were pretty high. Everyone said that okay, I already mentioned this, but I just want to summarize. Everyone said that stuff there was really cheap, but honestly, it really isn't. It's like probably same level as Germany or Austria in terms of price. Like Sevilla and Budapest were honestly much cheaper. I have to say though that certain places in Prague are really beautiful. Not really the whole city though. Unlike Vienna like wherever you walk, it's like really really beautiful. Prague, I think, one of the best places I've been to was under the Charles Bridge or Karlov something bridge. They're overlooking the other part of the city, the Prague Castle. Oh yeah, you can see the Eiffel Tower is like glowing. It's like lights going on and off basically, and it has a really cool effect. I'll keep the camera like this so you can see. Yeah, Prague. Yeah, that was one of the better landscapes I've seen. But honestly, the rest of the city is pretty overrated. Another good thing about the city was the beer, both the quality and the price. So you can basically buy beer in supermarkets for as cheap as, I found, 25 cents, euro cents, which is like fucking ridiculous. I haven't tried it though, because it might not be that good of a beer, and 25 cents, like 75 cents, not that big of a difference. So I just bought the 75 cents one most of the time. Pilsner Urquell, one of the best beers ever. Yeah, even in like bars and stuff, it's like €1, 1.50 a beer. That's one of the better things in Prague. The view on the Prague Castle from the bottom, and the beer. Top two things in Prague. Yeah. Let's move on to Berlin. Berlin. Okay, Berlin is honestly pretty underrated. I'd say. Most people say that there's not that much to do there. It's just a really dead and boring city. I don't know what makes people say that, but it's really not. Berlin's really interesting actually. Nightlife in former East Berlin's really nice. A really lively city. There's like really hipster places, which is always refreshing to see, instead of like just the old same old thing everywhere. What else? If you're interested in history, definitely go to museums in Berlin. You can honestly stay up to like 2 weeks there. There's so much to do in terms of museums. Like if you like the World War II stuff and Cold War, a lot of information and stuff in Berlin that you can see. Personally, I stayed there 4 days. I'd say it's a good amount, even though it could have been less, could have been more. But I'm really satisfied. Berlin's also probably one of my favorite places. Food there, even though it's not really diverse, kebabs are fucking amazing. Yeah, I've tried kebabs in other places as well. Nothing comes even close to Berlin kebabs, especially the chicken ones. Usually people get the beef ones because that's the one available in everywhere. But the chicken ones, oh my god, it's like the best shit, dude. I like it much more than beef one. So basically, that three main criteria that I have to rate a city is basically, first, a lot of stuff to do. Like not just you visit it once and it becomes boring. That's the first criteria. Second criteria, relatively cheap, I guess. Doesn't have to be dirt cheap, but just doesn't have to like make your wallet suffer that much. That's enough to please me. Third, good food. I think for me and for I guess some people, food is really important. Some people are more utilitarian, just eat to survive. But I really enjoy eating food, trying new stuff, eating good food. So that's one of my important criterias. So let's move on. We're almost done actually. Amsterdam. Pretty cool place depending on what your goals are. If you want to go there for like the nightlife, yes, pretty good place. If you want to go there to smoke cannabis, yes, pretty good place. If you want to go there to see beautiful landscapes or architecture, yes, still pretty good place. But you'll get tired of it after like 2 days or so. So, if you like museums, pretty good place as well. But I have to warn you that museums in Amsterdam are really expensive. Yeah, like every museum is at least 15 euros. So I personally didn't go to any, but it could be worth it. I don't know, if you like art, if you like beer, if you like, I don't know what else is there, but yeah, Amsterdam, I'd say it really depends on your interests and what you're looking for in a city. Yeah. Brussels. I'd say it's worth going there for like a day or two. Not much to do. People are right about that. Not that great of a touristy place either. Basically, you see the main sites, go drink some beer. That's basically the city. There's one place that I haven't been that maybe you want to go to, is Bruges in the west of Belgium. Literally everyone describes it as a fairy tale city because it's a really small place, and every single building there is like it looks like it comes from a fairy tale basically. So I don't know, not much to do there either, but might be worthwhile going there, take a few pictures, and yeah. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, Ghent, not much to say either. Good place to go once, not that much reason to go another time. So this video is getting really long. Oh, I forgot to mention one thing actually. The only place that I found that you actually can smoke indoors was Austria, and that was really weird for me. Like, you go in the restaurant, because on the streets smells like smoke. That's basically everywhere. But in Austria, you go into a restaurant and it still smells like smoke. So that was kind of strange for me. Yeah, I don't know why they're trying to be like they're trying to be different from everyone else, but yeah, I don't know why. They should change it, I think. In terms of metro, because that's also like a big thing for me, I think. Whether the transport is reliable or not. Because as a backpacker or like true traveler, not like tourists taking a taxi or everywhere, you really, or in order to like fully experience the city, I think you need to take their public transport. And I say cities that have great public transport are Budapest, one of the best actually. I don't even know. Maybe I have really high expectations, but Budapest is definitely the best one, I have to say. Maybe Rome, except for it being too crowded. Lyon was fine. Prague was okay. So those are like, okay, Budapest is the best. Those are like the next ones. Average ones were Paris, Lisbon. No, Lisbon was really good actually. It had Wi-Fi and it was pretty clear. Yeah, Lisbon, Budapest were the best. Yeah. Naples was okay, just really crowded. They should put more metro wagons. I mean, come more often. What else? Milan, even though I was only there for half a day, metro is pretty good there actually. I think the other places I didn't really take the metro much, so I can't say. Shit tier metros, fucking Barcelona, Berlin. Munich was okay. No, yeah, Munich was okay. It was average. Berlin, worst one ever. Watched the other video. I ranted on it enough already. Basically, like really unreliable and yeah, pretty confusing as well. I think I mentioned everything else. Brussels Metro, I didn't take it, but it's so fucking expensive, like €3. Not taking that, thanks. Really small city, you don't need to take the metro anyway, so whatever. Amsterdam didn't take the metro. Sevilla didn't take the metro. Yeah. So lastly, I would like to give a shout out to everyone who I met along the way that made my journey made the journey a lot more enjoyable. Some I spent more time than with others. Some I would have liked to spend more time with them. But overall, everyone, just like 99.9% of the people I met were just really amazing. I'm really happy to have met you, even though I may not show it at times. Y'all are really great people. If you're still traveling, I wish you to have a great time. Enjoy Europe, and yeah. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's 44 minutes. I really appreciate it if you watch it to this point. Yeah, just if I have anything else to say, I'll make another video, but that's it for now. And thanks again for watching. Here's the Eiffel Tower. And yeah, see ya. Thanks for watching.